For 400 years, you had your knees on our necks. A garden of evil with no seeds of respect. In America's mirror, all she sees is regret. Instead of letting blood live, they begging for bloodlet. Revenge is a dish that's served on platelets. Transfusion of confusion, abusing our intellect.
Urgency. Black people are dying in a state of emergency. We cannot look at this as an isolated incident. The reason why buildings are burning are not just for our brother George Floyd. They're burning down because people here in Minnesota are saying to people in New York, to people in California, to people in Memphis, to people all across this nation, enough is enough.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube? It's your main man, Instructor Chris, coming to you live. I have the opportunity of being able to meet this young man by the name of, well, better yet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. We're out here at a central private location, and I ran into this young man, and we got into a little bit of conversation about what's going on in the world today, dealing with the misfortune and the passing of our brother George Floyd. So we were just touching bases on that, and I just was going to pose a couple of questions to this young man. But before we do, let me go ahead and have him to introduce himself and tell you a little about who he is. And if you all would, please subscribe to his channel, but he'll give you a little bit more info on that.
Oh, thank you so much. How you guys doing today? I'm Marquise. Currently, so my father is Pastor James Ladden, and my mother is Taisha Ladden. Shout out to them. I'm currently from Illinois. I just came out to Houston this way just for better opportunity, just, you know what I'm saying, just to let God lead me and guide me inside the different directions that he wants me to go. So like I said, so I also have a YouTube channel as well. It's Bell and Keys, BELLANDKEYZZ. So make sure you guys go subscribe, show some support. But yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, Keys, we appreciate you coming out and taking the time to be on my channel, which is Meditation Concepts and Misfits. So we greatly appreciate you being a part of this. Again, we want to touch bases with you a little bit about your opinion about what's going on with the misfortune passing of George Floyd. So if you would please elaborate for me, my brother, a little bit about what your feeling is, and not only what your feeling is, but how do you feel about the different things that are taking place as far as the looting, the protesting, just all of it?
So just to start off, so for one, I just want to pray for the family of George Floyd. Definitely, I know that this is a tragic moment, and it hurts for everybody to lose, their special someone. But just to say that, I really do feel bad about what was going on. As far as the action, yes, the action was bad, but the even deeper situation that people have to analyze inside their lives is, sometimes we have our own black on black crime. We have to learn how to change that for one. This should be a wake-up call to say, hey, we need to stand together instead of trying to deteriorate and break each other down. It's very important. It's very important that us as black people as a whole come together mentally. We have had that mental taken away from us, and it is quite vital that we try to get that back. And how do we do that? We have to stand. If we don't stand for something, then we will fall for anything. So the biggest thing over that all is to help your brother out, help your sister out. Be there, be a support system. Us as black people, we have to be there just for shout outs. We have to be there just for physicality, mentality, spirituality. So let's all make sure that we band together to be that. As far as the looting goes, I do not agree with, us looting, but on the same time, I don't have a problem as far as if it's inside of actually, you know what? Take all that back. I don't feel like looting is the best option. Stealing is not where it's at, especially if we're going to do it to our own society, our own race. How are we trying to sit back and say, hey, look, You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go loot this area, but we're looting a black-owned business. That doesn't make sense inside of itself.
Right.
You know, so naturally, you know, what we got to do, like I said, just to summarize everything, we have to be together physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Amen.
And we can form together as a black whole, black society, a black foundation. I mean, so we will honestly see God's work flourish, and we will see that positivity over anything is going to bring us to where we need to be at.
All right, I say that's what's up. So here's one of the other questions I want to pose to you is that there's there's much history that goes into everything that's going on, and we don't have time to really get into it because we'll be here all day. But there's a lot of history that goes into why we're doing what we're doing. I'm gonna have to, when I edit the video, and I will be editing the video, but there's a sister that came on and she was saying that, explaining why Black Lives Matter. She was explaining why in her statement she said that enough is enough, and this is why a lot of the looting is going on. This is why a lot of the protesting is going on, because we're saying, we've had enough. And I agree with her. As black people, we have taken so much for so long. And it's time for us to make a stand. However, I do believe that we need to do things from a strategical perspective.
Exactly.
And not just be all over the place. And there are many people who are starting to do that and come about doing different things. But what's your opinion on, the strategics of what needs to be done? Because in my opinion, any battle that's won well will allow you, or I should say any battle that is constructed well will allow you to win the war. So what's your opinion on that?
On the strategic side is what you're asking me?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, it's for one, let's try to start businesses up that is promoting, overall just the black whole society in general. If I see a lot of kids that don't have their parents, don't have their father inside of their lives. I see a lot of kids that are out here just mindlessly wandering around looking for an answer, and they have to be derived and driven into the negative society, like the negative connotation. But I feel like if we have options, if we have more reach out societies how we used to whenever I was younger, if we have camps, for kids to go to, so my biggest goal is once my YouTube does get jumped off, I want to be able to create, camps and different types of, things that are fun, trying to give back to society. It's going to teach a lesson. It's going to have us know that, look, regardless of you not having your parents, regardless of all of this, regardless of anything you got going on inside of your life, just show up. Because when you show up, I promise you, we are going to show out. And I'm going to have everything, all the teachings that are going to be, driven inside of you. It's going to make you a better person, a better individual. So it's going to start with our generation of 2020, our generation. I was born in 1998, but we have to, it starts with us. If the existing generation does not change, then it's going to trickle down to the next generation that can't grow. We're not going to be able, how do we expect the next generation to grow if we're doing everything negative? Because the eyes are everything. And what we see is what we envision. So let's band together, get some ideas.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Well, again, we appreciate you taking the time to be a part of us, and we hope to do some more videos with you in upcoming ventures. So again, appreciate you, brother, for taking the time. All right.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Likewise.
No peace.
Bobo Wani Ashe. Thank you that we're able to turn our sadness into gladness. Thank you that we're able to remind society that humanity works, that Black lives matter, that we need to strive to be the best versions that we can be on a daily basis. Because again, Black lives matter.